Okay, let's unpack this. You wanted a closer look at the Greek island of Syros, right? To get a feel for what makes it special.
Exactly. And we've pulled together some interesting material, leaning quite a bit on an article about the 12 best things to do there.
Right, but our goal isn't just to read a list. We want to dig into the culture, the history, find out what really makes Syros unique without getting lost in endless details.
And the sources definitely suggest it's a fascinating mix. You see these strong Catholic and neoclassical strands, which isn't typical everywhere in Greece. It's often called a Greek secret.
A Greek secret. Okay, let's see if we can figure out why. Maybe start with some of those must-do things the article mentions. Get our bearings.
Sounds good. Galissa's beach comes up first.
Ah, beaches. Always a good start in Greece. Described as a real stunner, soft sand, turquoise water, the usual checklist.
Pretty much, but it's also blue flag certified.
Okay, blue flag. I've heard that term. What does that actually mean for someone visiting beyond just nice sand?
Well, it's quite significant. It tells you the beach meets really high standards, not just for water quality, but environmental management, safety, services, even accessibility.
So it implies a certain level of care and quality control.
Exactly. It suggests they're quite proactive about maintaining it, which is good to know. You'll find sun loungers, beach bars. One called Hitana Syros gets a mention for cocktails.
Cocktails on the beach. Nice. Okay, next up, the Archaeological Museum of Syros, and it's in the town hall.
Yeah, in Hermopolis' town hall, which is a landmark itself, the museum houses finds mostly from prehistoric sites nearby Kastri and Shalandriani.
Prehistoric, so we're talking really old.
Oh yeah, ancient Cycladic culture, think statues, tombstones, inscriptions, pottery, frescoes. There are even old photos of Syros in the digs, apparently. Gives you a real connection to the deep past.
Sounds like a proper dive into history. It's open most days, costs about €5.
That's right, Wednesday to Monday. Pretty accessible.
Then there's the Church of St. Nicholas, also in Hermopolis. This one sounds visually striking.
Definitely. Built between 1848 and 1870, dedicated to the town's patron saint. The description mentions Ottoman-style architecture.
Ottoman style. For a Greek Orthodox church, that seems unusual.
It does, doesn't it?
Right.
It might reflect the broader architectural trends of the 19th century, maybe a synthesis of styles rather than direct Ottoman rule influence in the way you see elsewhere. Syros has this unique history with a long-standing Catholic presence, too, from Venetian times.
Ah, okay, so maybe it points to that mixing of cultures. It's got a yellow and white marble exterior, blue dome, Corinthian columns.
Sounds grand.
Very. And inside, colorful frescoes, a big chandelier, open daily, free entry. Worth seeing, for sure.
Okay, those are some headline attractions, but let's go a bit deeper. Like you said, the town hall itself, or the museum, that's architecturally significant, too.
Absolutely. Even if you skip the museum, the building itself is worth a look. Built late 19th century, between 1876 and 1898.
And the style. The article mentions a mix. Yeah, it blends Corinthian, Ionic, and Tuscan styles. It's got this monumental staircase, arched entrances. It really speaks to Hermopolis' status back then.
Status? How so?
Well, in the 19th century, Hermopolis was a huge port, a major center for trade. This kind of neoclassical grandeur was a way of showing off that wealth and connection to, wider Europe. It sits right on Miali Square, the main square.
Right, making a statement. Now, something different, the Kini Aquarium, sounds small, focused on local sea life.
Yes, it's in Kini, another town. Specializes in Mediterranean species, octopus, crabs, lobsters, local fish. They also have exhibits about the marine world, like shark jaws, old fishing boats.
Might be good if you have kids or just an interest in the local environment.
Exactly. Sometimes those smaller focused places give you a better feel for the immediate ecosystem. Entry's cheap, but opening times vary.
Good tip. Okay, let's talk food. Always important. Hermopolis seems to be the spot.
It's definitely highlighted as a hub for traditional Greek food. The article names a few places.
Like Epta for breakfast.
Yeah, sounds like a good start to the day. Fresh fruits, pancakes, Greek omelets.
And for later, lunch or dinner.
To Siparatico Tismersinis gets a mention. Known for Greek mezzes and seafood.
Mezzes, those are the small shared plates, right? Like tapas.
Exactly like tapas. Perfect for trying a bit of everything, very social. And seafood makes sense, being an island.
Makes total sense. And there's also souvlaki for souvlaki.
Yep, classic souvlaki and Greek salads. Can't go wrong with that for a quick, authentic bite. Covers the bases, really.
Seems like it. Now, exploring by sea, that often gives you a different perspective on an island, doesn't it?
Totally. Syros Cruises offers tours, and one called the Agios Solstice Daily Cruise sounds particularly good.
What's involved in that one?
It's a sailboat tour from Ermopoulos port. Visit spots you might not reach easily by land or boat. Gramada, Lia, Americano Beach, Didimi Island. Includes swimming stops
Ooh, nice.
and a BBQ lunch on board. It's about €60 per person, so full-day experience.
Sounds like a great way to see hidden spots. What about getting in the water? Any specific recommendations?
Bahladi Beach comes up for snorkeling.
Akladi, okay. What makes it good for snorkeling?
It's described as having golden sand, shallow waters, but also a rocky cove area. That mix is usually good for marine life.
Right, rocks provide shelter. Any idea what you might see?
The article mentions fish like saddled sea bream. Plus, the clear Asian water helps. There's also a restaurant nearby, a Akladi restaurant, for seafood and cocktails afterwards.
Perfect post-snorkel plan. Back to Ermopoulos, there's another significant church, the Church of the Assumption of the Virgin Mary.
Yes, apparently only a 10-minute walk from St. Nicholas. This one's a bit older, built 1828-29.
And the style is different again.
Yeah, this one features Baroque and Rococo elements,
Mm.
marble, wood decorations, frescoes inside. It really highlights Ermopoulos as this kind of architectural melting pot in the 19th century.
Different European styles rubbing shoulders. Interesting. It's apparently open 24 hours and free.
That's what the source claims, yes.
Now, this next one sounds really special. Agio Stefanos Church, the Chapel of St. Stephen.
Ah, yeah, this one sounds amazing. It's described as a tiny chapel hidden among rocks right by the sea. Part of it is actually built into the rock.
Wow. Like a hermit's cave almost.
Kind of. And there's a legend attached that it was built by a fisherman who was saved from a storm by St. Stephen.
That makes it even more evocative. How do you get there?
You can drive pretty close, and there's a short walk. Sounds like a bit of an adventure to find it.
Definitely sounds worth finding. Ermopoulos also has the Apollon Theater, inspired by La Scala. Seriously.
Seriously. Built between 1862 and 1864, Italian design. Having a theater modeled after the La Scala. That tells you a lot about Cyrus's ambitions back then.
It really does. A major cultural statement for a port town. Does it still host performances?
Oh, yes. Music, festivals, all sorts. You'd need to check the schedule online, but it's clearly still a functioning cultural hub.
Incredible. Okay, so we've had history, beaches, food, culture. What about something more active?
Yep, covered too. Comito Beach has the Syros Water Sports Club.
Ah, so for the adrenaline seekers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wake surfing, jet skiing, tubing, paddleboarding. They provide the gear. So it shows Syros isn't just about quiet contemplation or history.
Good to know there's that mix. And just quickly, for practicalities, the article flags a few places to stay.
It does, yeah. Just mentions a few well-rated ones at different price points. Ciro Melithron for luxury.
Okay.
Francois Hotel is a mid-range option.
Hmm.
And Guest House ERI for a budget choice.
Right. So options depending on your budget, always useful.
Yeah, it suggests the island caters to different types of travelers, which might be part of that secret feel. It's not exclusively high-end or package tour focused.
Okay, so stepping back, what's the big picture here? This deep dive seems to show Syros as, well, more complex than maybe your average Greek island postcard.
I think that's fair, yeah. You've got
Yeah.
this real blend, the historical depth, that striking neoclassical architecture in Ermopoulos, the beautiful natural spots, the cultural layers. It feels quite diverse for its size.
And the mix of influences seems key. That Catholic heritage alongside the Orthodox mainstream, the Venetian echoes, the 19th century European styles.
Absolutely. That intersection seems to be where the island's unique character comes from. It's not just one thing. It explains why it might feel a bit different, maybe more authentic or less overtly tailored just for tourists compared to some other places.
So, thinking about all that, the question for you listening is, which part of Syros grabs you the most? Is it the deep history, the grand buildings, those hidden chapels, the food, the beaches? What would be your first stop?
Yeah, thinking about that could be a great way to focus if you were planning a trip.
And maybe a final thought to leave you with. Consider how that constant mixing of cultures and influences over centuries, Italian, Greek, Ottoman hints, European trends, might have actually shaped the people there. You know, their identity, their outlook.
Right. It's often in those kinds of historical intersections, that blend, where you find the richest stories and maybe get the truest sense of a place.